All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with the Seattle Seahawks, and the regular season is done. You can see it right here. Robbins is back healthy, and we did not make it, guys. We were 6-3, and we lost Thomas Robbins, right? And we finished the year 7-9 and missed the playoffs. I can't even believe it. We're right back where we started off. Season 4 ends the way season 1 ended, at a 7-9 record. Now, I don't know if you could say, hey, we lost our franchise quarterback, so that's expected. I feel like we still should have played better than 7-9. The 49ers are going to take season 4 a division title, and we're going to be looking ahead to the future. But Thomas Robbins, I mean, even when he was on the field, he wasn't playing good. I mean, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. By far, it was a really bad year for him, all things considered. Now, we made a huge trade in Derrick Henry, and it paid off great. So if you would have asked me, we have Derrick Henry, we have Saquon Barkley in the backfield, that we would finish 7-9, it just wouldn't make sense. But we didn't have our franchise quarterback. So we're looking forward to next season already, just like that. It's pretty depressing. Derrick Henry's coming off of the greatest season he's ever put together here in this universe. 1,600 yards, 13 touchdowns. And John Brown also hits 1,000 yards again. I think that's the second time in the series here, just barely, but he gets it. But ultimately, we've not really been the best passing team. And then defense, JVR Sapp was a tackle machine. So was Swinton. We drafted both of those guys, but we just can't get to the quarterback. It's pretty hard to generate pressure like that leads to sacks here in this particular Madden. Madden 17 wasn't really known for getting too much, getting to the quarterback too much, I guess. I don't know, unless you're JJ Watt or Ed Oliver, or I don't know. Is Ed Oliver even in this game? I feel like I've put him in there. Anyways, let's take a look at coaching stats, get an update on what's going on. Keister's not playing great, unfortunately. Not a good career so far for him. Jay Fresh is starting to go up the board. Jamie Bell, James Skaggs, those guys are really good. And we are here at 37-31. We have one extra season over everybody else. That's why we have more wins. But if you look at win percentage, Keister by far is the worst. Jay Fresh is second worst. Then it is Skaggs. And then Hammer, which is us. So Jamie Bell currently is performing the best. Now, obviously, it's going to come down to who can win a ring first, or if any of us can win. But I don't know. The Seattle curse continues here on my channel. For some reason, Seattle just cannot win. Sam Darnold played decent. Here you go. It was a really big step back for Stapleton as well. Look at that. 24 interceptions. Oh, my goodness. Alex Smith, the Giant. He was traded to the Giants, and he finishes the top of the NFL. Kyler Murray, the Redskins moved for him, and he took a complete ACL tear. Yikes. I bet the Redskins are wishing they didn't make that trade. They were just in the Super Bowl not too long ago, right? They trade, and I bet they're regretting that. Lamar Jackson there, not too good as my dog starts to bark, of course. Josh Rosen, foot fracture. Yikes. He was playing pretty decent, right? Not too bad. Josh Allen finally comes back and finally is showing like he's got a future, right? Had a horrible injury. We've yet to see him play, a lot of football though. So we'll see what Josh Allen can do in this universe, right? For the Atlanta Falcons, but they're looking forward to having him fresh, healthy for a whole year next season. But yeah, here's the running backs. We had the #1 running back, of course. A lot of very good running backs. But we've definitely got the best. Leonard Fournette there. Pretty good. Receiving. You can see it here. Sammy Watkins is so good in this universe. But there they are. A.J. Brown, 1,000 yards on the dot in his rookie season. Not too bad. For defense around the league, we've Darren Lee is the tackle king. And for getting to the quarterback, J.J. Watt at 23.5. Then Mario Edwards Jr. and Steven Tuitt. But yeah, there you go. Not too bad. We've never had a guy in the top 10 for sacks here in this series so far. And for interceptions, Jason Verrett's always up there. Jalen Ramsey's there. You can see it. 9 though for Anthony Brown. Wow. Really good year for him. But yeah, that's gonna do it. You know, we're gonna be getting the playoffs underway here. But we're not going to be in them, unfortunately. Did not expect this. But injuries, you know, that's a part of football. Cam Newton wins MVP. Kind of stole it from Alex Smith. I feel like Alex Smith should have won it, but that's okay. Derrick Henry there. Obviously best running back. For other defensive player of the year. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Kyler Murray. Not too bad. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into the playoffs, guys. I'm sorry, Seattle. We'll be back next year, hopefully. But let's see how these playoffs shake down. Shake down? Shake out? I don't know. Let's get into it.
So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Colts trail at home at halftime. The Dolphins have come in and looked good as the road team, and will just keep trying to play hard and maintain the lead going forward. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Now, early in the second quarter, Miller's able to zero in on the QB here. This ends up as a loss of 9. Third and 7. Winston's on time with the slant, and this will go all the way for a touchdown. That takes the lead up to 10. So that's all for us here at the EA Sports Studio. We'll get you back out to the field now for some more playoff action.
This is fielded at the goal line. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Well, they held them to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at them. So how do you stop the jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a 10-yard pickup. Mason. Still on his feet. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
On the ground again, it's Mason. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Ryan, blitz coming, and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's 3rd down. 3rd and long. It's Ryan. And this is caught by Watkins. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 38 yards. And the Colts have got it back to a 1-score game. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And the gadget play gets him into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On second down, Hyde. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. William Golston in on the stop. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in the game.
Yeah, about 4 in a
4
game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
And sometimes when you're watching a game, you can actually see drills in effect during a ball game. And what I saw there was what running backs call the gauntlet drill. We have to go through a series of defenders. We're going to hit them, poke at the football, make them bounce, spin, dig for extra yardage, the whole deal. And we saw it there. His running backs coach, he's got to be awfully proud of that run.
They'll run again with Mason. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Now Ryan on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
Now the Colts defensive unit trots back out there. They have a little something to build off of from last time with a 3 and out.
And what they have to build off of? Great confidence right now. Being able to stuff someone on a 3 and out. You feel like you're in control now. You're doing the dictating. They want to see if that can continue as this game progresses.
Will it continue? We'll see. First down, a run with Hyde. And some room to roam now. Give him 18 on that one. And it's first down, Miami.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, It's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw two tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. They run again with Hyde on first. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Carry number 20 here for Hyde. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up to the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Now a run with Hyde. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Quincy Enunwa. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point now by Boswell. It's good to make it 17-7. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
It's Mason. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty.
He's got it at the 15. A huge play that time for the Colts. And even 40 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
On second down, here's Ryan. He's got time. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Cliff Averill in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Well, this defensive unit certainly picked a great time to make a stand. Back-to-back sacks, starting with 1st and goal.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Taylor Gabriel from 8 yards out. And the Colts able to get this back within a touchdown. Such an art to dot the I, just get the feet in right there against the line before going out of bounds.
Such an incredibly graceful, athletic play, but also a lot of practice goes into it. They work on that to make sure that they learn how to train their feet to get down in bounds.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They'll come out in the pistol. And the play clock's running down. Hyde. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Time for a break. Back to wrap up the AFC Championship game after this. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They run it again with Hyde. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. And he'll take it inside. And another timeout taken by the Colts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So the offense needing 4 yards. It's third down. They'll run the option left. He may try and run for this. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. And he spikes it here with 35 seconds left. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Three down.
Back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Back to throw. Can't find anyone open. Still back there. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
They come out here in the eye. Starting the drive with Mason on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Ryan. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. A really good pickup of 28 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. A couple of Dolphins in on the stop.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And if you're the defense and those D tackles, you like that they're trying to run the football here against your 4-3, don't you?
Yeah, because they tend to eat things up because they are so strong and physical, and especially when they play with leverage where they get lower than the offensive linemen and control them. And what I love about the good defensive tackles, they can play over the guards, they can slide and play over the center. Nobody in the offense likes that day when they have to deal with those guys. Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And Hauschka's kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. All right, so they're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now it'll be up to their defense to try and see this one out.
So remember now, a field goal on this next drive would get us to sudden death. Any kind of turnover or turnover on downs would end the game, as would any touchdown. So this one's still very much up in the air.
Ooh, with a juke. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Colts defense, they work their way back onto the field. Now the first throw in overtime for Winston. Green Beckham has it over the middle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. Second down, Winston. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
So 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium here. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got a noon one. A gain of 11 and a 1st down. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that 1st down pass.
Fresh set of downs here. On 1st and 10, Winston. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 11 on the gain there, and that's good for a Miami 1st down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, Get him out in the flat and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. First down, Winston. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
And on 2nd and 10 now. A 2nd down throw for Winston. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
3rd and 2, and they ran the ball for only 1 yard. I know everybody's going to scream at the offense. Let's give a lot of credit to the defense.
And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 left here in overtime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. This was an excellent affair to witness, Charles, but there's always that part of you in the pit of the stomach when some guy has to be sort of the scapegoat, as they were here on the missed field goal. You just hate that, don't you?
A little bit of empathy there, right? That means that we still kind of have that. I know that the team that won, they don't have a lot of it. They were hoping he would miss it, of course, and he did. But yeah, I'm with you. You're watching him, and his shoulders just slumped, and feels like he let his whole team.
With that, let's send you up to MetLife Stadium. It's a snowy one in the tri-state area as we bring in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And yes, Larry, white stuff is on the ground and in the air. 3 inches fell overnight, and we expect more as this game wears on. Should be interesting here at MetLife Stadium. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. New York set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Smith on first down. He's got time in the pocket. All kinds of time. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. 2nd and 10, Smith again. Baldwin with it over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Never make the mistake of the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Well, still in search of the 1st down after that last completion. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Smith. And that is incomplete.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. Here's Jacob Shum now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. They begin with a run by Crowell. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And Crowell lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold it, maybe force the punt. Instead, they forced the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
And now a critical extra point attempt here. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Giants defense now ready as they trot back out onto the field. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Newton on 1st down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the safety here, Ron Parker. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
New York set to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover, and wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
To throw on second down is Smith. It's caught. Baldwin. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Well, there really wasn't much there, but a completion is a completion. A tough third down awaits them.
Nine yards to go. It's third down. Throwing on third down, Smith. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Here's a give to Crowell. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Here's Newton now on second down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. And that'll make it third down. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Here's Newton surveying the field. And this is going to be incomplete. Marquise Wilson, the one he was trying to get it to. And that'll bring up a 4th down. Here's Spencer Lanning now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. Now Landry. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Saints defense, we watch them get set to go. And the interception the last time, their 3rd takeaway of the game, Charles.
They're just flocking to the football so well. And not only are they doing that, they're making big-time plays and taking it away from them. Big hits, big plays. They're looking very good in this ballgame.
You said flocking, flying to the football. Coaches always use that, don't they?
They really do. It's almost as it goes back to the old, when they click off the frame at the end of a play, they want to see all 11 defensive guys in that picture.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They come up in an offset eye. Now they try the right side here. And some room to roam now. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Giants. A great play there. 52 yards. And the Giants have broken our tie as they take the lead.
Did you see them hold up 4 fingers at the start of the 4th quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done
extra point try forthcoming. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Oh, what a move. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
His throw incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jerick McKinnon there, and it's 3rd and short. So it is 3rd down now, but less than a yard to go. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. So the run gets him the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
They go play action here on 1st down. This is intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And these numbers showing up on the screen, that's why he's their star. They kept him down for a little bit, couldn't keep him down for a full 4 quarters.
But what they were hoping for was a half of a game. And if they could have shut it down at the half, they had done their job. But as you mentioned, a full 4 quarters, and the best, they always feel like they're one run away from changing the momentum or breaking something big. And we're starting to see that here in the second half.
He's got his man on the crossing route. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Just 2 yards to go here on 2nd down for the offense. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to put... And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. See if they stay on the ground for second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And they'll go on the ground. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Throwing now, Smith. He's got time. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
He's had a big game tonight, and while no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, you also know that the offensive coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So barring something extraordinary, something crazy here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Brandon, this will be a great win for him. The better team's going to win this game, no question about it.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Newton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And that's the play, that pick by Mathieu, that will seal this football game.
The Honey Badger does it again. And I think one of the best nicknames that's ever been given. Just so inspired. He may not care, as Honey Badgers don't, but he understands how to get around the ball, and he just sealed another victory.
How do you know about the mental psyche of a Honey Badger?
That's always been the expression. The Honey Badger, he doesn't care.
Well, partner, there's there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow because the element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball, if someone's going to make a dramatic play just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it just changes the course of things. But a big shout out to our crew to make sure that we were comfortable up here, as comfortable as one could be. In these elements, they took care of us and made sure we were dressed properly.